it's me Zephyrs, and today we're going to be playing some Hypixel Pixel Party, so feel free to stick around to see how I do, or learn some of my strategies. But since just talking about strategies for the entire video might be a little tedious, I wanted to ask you for some things I can talk about in future videos, besides just doing game commentary and strategies, much like in the last videos. I thought that I could attempt to come up with short stories based around Zephyrs, the character. But for that, I need your help with coming up with ideas of fictional situations or such that I could base the stories around. Because as much as I can come up with random stories, having others suggest aspects in the comments could make it so much more interesting. But for these stories to make sense, you're going to need just a little insight into Zephyrs, the character. Now, I would say my character has a lot of headcanons, but since it's my character, it's technically all just canon. But my character has a very detailed backstory that is just way too detailed to go into. But it attempts to explain some aspects of the character, such as their wings, and how they entered the overarching world this all takes place in. But essentially, in the part where the many improv stories come into play, is that after their intro story, or backstory I guess, Zephyrs chooses to travel, and meet as many interesting people as possible. They however never stayed in one place, always moved on, never settled, choosing to continue exploring and experiencing for thousands of years. And you can imagine, in those thousands of years, they have a lot of stories to tell. I imagine the world they travel in is one you would see in typical Minecraft servers, such as has been popularized in the Dream SMP. So the stories are not to do with real people, rather fictional characters that I will make up, and fictional situations I will make up, with the help from your comments. And the idea is that I'll come up with some short 5-ish minute stories that I will litter throughout these Pixel Party videos, as well as some fun game commentaries and tips. But I just thought this would be fun as it keeps the videos entertaining, but does not mean someone has to have seen the previous one to understand a random video, unless we find we enjoy a specific storyline or character and they return. And I thought this could be a pretty interesting idea as it would be something I would watch. I enjoy making up stories, and that is at the end of the day one of my favorite aspects of Minecraft, and has been for many years, the stories you can create with it, such as seen with some OG Minecraft YouTubers like Stampy, or more recent Minecraft storylines like the Dream SMP. And while I am but one person and not an entire server, I can still make stories and share them with you. So that's what's going to be happening in some of these videos. So if you have any ideas, please comment them down below and maybe I'll use them. And if you don't have any ideas, still thank you for watching. As always, any questions about Pixel Party or my character as a whole are also always welcome. I don't know who will end up seeing this video, or what will happen with this idea. But as I've said, I've loved seeing others using Minecraft as a means of storytelling for many years. And I've wanted to do something like it myself for a while now, that still felt slightly original and new. So here we are, and hopefully at least one person might enjoy these videos. If not, I'll enjoy making them. And if you're just here for the Pixel Party content, the epic gameplay, that comment about my gameplay is totally sarcastic if you were wondering. But if you're just here for that, feel free to watch this video with lowered audio while listening to your own music. But talking about Pixel Party gameplay, we're now into some later gameplay, and this map that we've seen a couple times with the 9 squares is my least favorite map to get late game. Because of how spread out the colors are, sometimes depending on where you start, it's impossible. But the game is progressing nicely, a surprising number of people surviving this late. I'm officially worried we might go into the last round, round 25, which I've only done once and do not want to repeat of. And what was 9 people a few rounds ago is now down to the final 2. But we are also in the later levels, so we have very little time to react. Right now we have about 1.5 seconds to react, which really means you just kind of have to move, hopefully in the right direction, which does mean you need to kind of know how the maps work, because if you don't just move on instinct, you're not really going to get anywhere in that time. But so far it actually looks like we are quite evenly matched, and I'm worried it'll go into the later rounds, as long as we don't get a map where the colors are super far spread out, like this one, where usually it just means you can't get anywhere on time, like here. I did not think I made that, I guess I won. Either way, it was a good game. I hope you enjoyed, and maybe I'll see you again sometime. Bye!